Oh my gosh, hold on. Okay. I realized in horror when I hit the live button that I forgot to plug in my good microphone, so I had to fix that real fast. Anyway, hello, I am Kelsey D. I make comics. Today I am going to be drawing some comics ahead of schedule. Reason I'm doing that, I will be elaborating on that in just a minute. I'll go ahead and leave this, maybe actually this one up for a bit because this is the final day for the Ko-fi membership drive. I will also get to that in a minute. And let's get some tunes going. It's actually not the one I wanted. Nope. We'll do this one. This is fun. Anyway, so I'm going to be working on comics ahead of schedule because there's some very exciting things happening next week. So next week, I've been accepted to showcase at Love Mart in Toledo. So doing some prep work for that. I have a small stack of zines that need trimmed and folded as proof. The other thing that is happening next week is I'm going to be scripting a new comic. I don't think it's under NDA, but oh, 1 second. I just want to make sure that the tablet is plugged in. I don't think it is. Because I was like, it's not responding to my pen commands. Man, I'm usually way more prepared than this. There we go. Okay. I did just come off of eating dinner, though. Dinner tonight was sweet potato and green pepper quesadillas. That was dinner tonight. Forgot to make it with the onions, but honestly, I kind of like it without the onions now that I've had it, so I am not too fussed about that. Okay, for this, I'm actually going to... I was going to work a bit on this baby right here. Sketched her the other day while listening to some music. Let's actually use the marquee tool here. There we go. I was trying to get this thing to zoom out. Okay. So, yeah, next week, I actually have to work real hardcore on a script. Because on the one hand, it's like, yay, my pitch got accepted. And then they reached out and they were like, can you get the script done by February 10th? And on the outside, I was like, yeah. And on the inside, I was like, So I'm going to be working on that next week. So to kind of prepare myself for some very intense writing sprints, I'm trying to get some stuff done ahead of time now. And that's what this stream is for, is working on stuff ahead of time. So I'll draw this lady for a little bit. But then once I'm done with that, or at least once I've done a little bit of work on this, I will skip to The Legend of Jamie Roberts just to get that page worked on. And also a comic for a client of mine that I also want to work on, because I want to make sure that I get that done before getting on the writing sprint. Honestly, for a loosey-goosey concept sketch, this actually works really nicely. Okay. Honestly, I'm not going to be doing too much work on this lady right here because the other projects are beckoning to me, but I will leave the canvas up and come back to her back and forth. All right, let us open this page here. Oh, I think it's under pencils at the moment. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna make a new layer so that we can start inking this thing in. And then go back to the pencil layer, reduce the opacity to 25%. I do think I'm going to go into the ink layer here though, because I accidentally drew this panel in inks. So we're just going to select this. And we're going to do a very simple cut, paste, back max opacity, merge down. All right. And then we can just zoom in and tweak as necessary. Is this lazy? Yes, but it'll get done. That's the important thing. Yes, so today is the final day to join as a member on Ko-fi, link on the screen. And you go to that link and you click on memberships and you'll find out more. So, thought I'd take some time to answer a few questions about why I went with Ko-fi rather than Patreon or any other alternatives. So, a couple reasons. First, I got real annoyed with Patreon. I used to be a Patreon user, not anymore. There were a number of reasons. I have done an entire kind of podcast episode about it before, and that's on my channel. But long story short, Patreon kept dropping pledges without warning, and it would force me to scramble in such a way that it was getting really unpleasant for the patrons as well as myself. I wasn't liking the rewards system and how it was structured at the time. it didn't really let me have a shop on there. It only did memberships. And even then, I would argue it doesn't really do memberships all that well either. But I made the switch to Ko-fi when I saw that Ko-fi started offering memberships, and I was like, good, an alternative to Patreon. Because at the time, I did not know that WordPress, there's a developer for WordPress that developed a subscription service model that you can integrate into a WordPress site. I have not used this. I've only come across one other artist that has used or talked about this in any degree. And I do not remember what that artist's name is. It popped up on a Discord server at one point. But I did not know that that was an option. Though, if it's anything like my experience working with WooCommerce, I was not that impressed with WooCommerce because I used that at one point when I was switching away from Store Envy. WooCommerce has its issues, and I just really wanted a platform that had shop stuff built in that was like no muss, no fuss. Thankfully, Ko-fi was that for me. And good thing too, because I've heard entirely too many horror stories about Etsy at this point. So yeah, I went with Ko-fi because Ko-fi has not only memberships, but also a shop feature, and also just lets you leave tips for folks, which is nice. Very handy when you put out a call for mutual aid because you're like, oh no, my car broke down and I don't have the money for a car battery. Or because that has happened. I've seen other people do that with their Ko-fi pages. Or they'll run a Ko-fi page to be like, oh, I'm trying to upgrade my equipment. Donate to my Ko-fi. Help make that happen. Almost like a GoFundMe, but for artists. Kinda, sorta. I did see there were some folks who used Ko-fi as an alternative to Patreon for their memberships. And I was like, I'll give that a try. And I vastly prefer working with Ko-fi as far as memberships go. And I think my members on Ko-fi also prefer it. There was a little bit of a scare a while back ago. I'm trying to remember how far back this was. It was during the pandemic. At one point, I found out the hard way that Ko-fi does not like when you incorporate the F word into a shop listing. But I took that down and my page was reinstated. Wild that happened. I have since decided that any shop listings that would require like an F-bomb drop or anything like that, I'm going to drop it on my itch.io page. Itch.io is, I've decided, the place that I'm going to put any kind of not safe for work stuff. My safe for work and all ages stuff is going to be on Ko-fi. Ko-fi.com/Kelsey D. Crawford, link on the screen. But other than that, yeah, I do want to do more stuff with Itch, though. I did see there were a number of jams happening very soon, and I'm like, ooh, I've never participated in a jam before. I have done Hourly Comic Day, which apparently Hourly Comic Day is, as of this live stream, tomorrow, February 1st. I'm not sure that I'm going to be doing it, honestly, because I have comics writing that I got to do. Not just comics writing, I also have to talk to some biologists for the project as well. Yes, this is the kind of comics project that requires talking to a biologist. Actually. Just a occurred to me with the angle that this is. Actually going to adjust the hands here a bit. It occurred to me with the angle that I originally had that thumb, I was like, that looks a little bit broken. Let's not do that. We need his thumb to be in some functioning order. Oh, hold on 1 second. I gotta mute. Oh, a change in weather. Man. Okay. Well, that's not what I wanted at all. Okay. Yes. Okay. That panel's done at least. That tree beckons to me. I'm so glad that I got this new tablet. It makes drawing trees a whole heck of a lot more fun. Shout out to Jessica, because she gave the recommendation for this particular model of tablet and helped me get one. Huzzah. How are your quesadillas?
Good.
Yeah. Mine were also very good.
Now I'm having cookies.
Good call. I have a cookie sitting on the side over here.
Nice.
Yep. Hi, Jeremy. Good to see you hanging out in the chat. Just working on a client project at the moment. I'm sure he doesn't mind if I draw this on stream, so. If anything, it's proof that I'm working on this, so. Yeah, I'm going to be inking this in. Once the inks are done on this, I got to send a version of this to the client for approval before I start on the next phase. I'm going to need to turn the perspective ruler on for that part. Okay. Let's work on this first before we get to that. So I did mention today's the last day to join as a member on Ko-fi. For folks who have it in their budget to do it, if you are broke, don't worry about it. Next best thing you can do if you're broke is subscribe to this YouTube channel. Because one of my goals this year is to make it to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And subscribing is free, so every little bit helps. I usually just do live streams. That said, next week I am looking to possibly make a new video and have that scheduled ahead of time, because next week I am going to a local show, or at least a show that is local to me, called Love Mart. Hosted at Handmade Toledo. If you're in the Toledo area, hope to see you there. But still doing some prep work for that. I have a stack of zines that needs trimmed and folded. Might do that between comics in today's stream. We'll see how things go. I don't like that line. We'll remove that. Okay. Okay. So yeah, getting stuff ready for that show happening next week. So today's stream is getting some stuff done ahead of time because 1, preparing for a con. 2, I have a script that I got to write on a real tight crunch. So today's stream is like, I'm going to get some stuff done ahead of time so that next week I can focus more on writing for that one client that I have. Just trying to manage expectations and workload so that I am not overwhelmed. I'm one of those people that prefers getting some stuff done ahead of time anyway. I've never been a fan, for me, of procrastination, which is very funny because both of my siblings are procrastinators and I am not. That's just not how my brain works. Putting things off stresses me out. I would rather, if it's something that I can do like right away, I'd rather just get that done. And then I don't have to stress about it. For me, it's an issue of what will cause me the least amount of stress and what will cause me the most amount of stress. And then I do the thing that causes the least amount. Because I know my brain, and I know how it works at this point. I would rather do things that does not stress out my brain. Yeah, I'll do the other side real quick before I finish that other arm. Hope folks have some exciting plans for the weekend this weekend. I can't remember if I have anything happening tomorrow or not. I know next week I got stuff going on, but I don't remember about tomorrow. I'm just kind of taking things one day at a time at this point. I mean, kind of have to. I mean, gestures broadly at everything. Honestly, because of gestures broadly at everything, the Ko-fi memberships are entirely optional. Totally get if you cannot justify doing it, because let's face it, 2025 is going to be a rough year for all of us. Regardless of your political affiliations or anything like that. No, 2025 is going to be rough, so only consider getting a membership on Ko-fi on my page if you have the means to do it. Again, if you are broke AF, just subscribe to this YouTube channel. Because subscribing is free. You can also follow my Ko-fi page without necessarily buying or backing anything, but was I drawing that in pencil the whole time? Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Back to pen. Okay. Oh, I need to make a notice about something. Hold on 1 second. Save the progress. Okay. Okay, had to make a note of something really fast, but that note is made. Might change up the tune here in a minute. We'll see. Actually, there's a good place for the music to pause for a second. And we're going to change up the tune. Let's see. I have a couple of ideas for what tune to change it to. Not that, though. We'll do. Oh, let me get the comment section back up. There we go. Keeping an eye on that because I want to make sure that there's no bad actors there. So far, y'all are doing great. I will say getting this new tablet has made drawing straight lines a whole heck of a lot easier, just freehand. So I've been freehanding a lot more straight lines lately. Honestly, been kind of nice. The tablet that I got that I'm using now is called the Huion Canvas. I'm probably mispronouncing that. I'm so sorry. But the brand is spelled Huion. I'm loving this thing so far. This is not sponsored. I'm just saying that I love it. There we go. I'll be honest, I'm not sure that I ever want to get this channel to a point where sponsors start reaching out to me trying to get me to monetize my channel in that way. I'm not sure that I would ever take sponsors on this channel if it ever got to that point. I mean, I'm not going to throw shade on the people who do use sponsorships, because there are some people who do use sponsorships of like brands that they actually use, which cool, more power to you. But I've just heard of entirely too many horror stories of brands doing sponsorship deals, and those brands turn out to be shady AF. I really don't need that on this channel. If anything, the sponsor is going to be me, because I am my own small business. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. I was like, hold on. This is based off of a suitcase that I have, and I was like, I got that corner wrong, so I fixed it. So there's that. Terrific. He has a chain in that pocket. Okay. Couldn't remember how the chain draped, as it were. Oop. Cord almost snagged. Cool. Whoop. A hilarious accidental button push. Trying to capture the motion of movement with this particular paint leg, and that's why I drew it like this. I think it worked. It mostly worked. I'm going to have so much fun coloring in his socks. Once I get to that stage. We're not going to be coloring this in during the stream, because I've mentioned this before, I'll say it again. Once I get the inks done on this page, I got to send it off to the client to be like, here's the inks, anything you want me to change before I move to the next stage, and then we'll see what his response is. That's how I like to do things with comics page commissions. I would rather do it in like a stage by stage kind of way. Glad I updated the buttons the way that I did, but I'm gonna probably have to update them again, because the undo and the pen are right next to each other, and I'm like, oh, this is annoying at points. Hold on, this foot's mostly in shadow. Let's amp that up a bit. Just occurred to me, I think I'd placed the leg wrong in relation to the suitcase. I'll circle back to that. I'm going to put a pin in that for now. Ooh, okay, before I draw this figure. Because these are supposed to be ribbons. So I gotta draw the ribbons first. I have been noticing, just on the back end of things, so that you get a peek behind the curtain, I have been noticing that the view counts kind of fluctuate. Like, for a little while, it'll be real consistent, and then for about 5 minutes, the view count will go up, and then it'll go back down and go back to that consistent level again. I think people are realizing that I'm not entirely a lo-fi vibes kind of live stream. I think more people are more looking for live streams that are just like just the music and not necessarily me talking through my process or hanging out in the studio. Got a little chilly putting this little overcoat back on. I made this. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel showing the process of making this from start to finish. So if you want to check that out, check out my channel. Yeah, I do think next week I'm going to do a video release. Hold on. All right, my hair is an absolute mess. But yeah, next week, rather than a live stream, I think I'm going to do a regular video upload. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of energy that I have for next week. Ribbons here. That's a bit too much of a tangent. See, this is something that AI art lacks, is the process fun of it. Because this process, I am really liking. I'm just like, I'm vibing and drawing random ribbons. And AI cannot replicate this. AI is way too much focused on the final result, not the process. The process is what makes art fun. also incidentally why a lot of people who are really advocating for AI art are not artists. So, in case anybody was wondering about that. More. Something very meditative about just drawing ribbons. Oh, I have ribbons. Overlap! Sorry, I was thinking about things that I would be talking about my therapist with on Monday. I'm not going to share those with you because it's private, but I was thinking about that just now. Being like, oh yeah, I could talk about that. I would rather talk about that than anything else. I gotta draw his shorts. Well, I wanted to get the ribbons first before I started drawing the figure here, so. Oh. Shrink the pen down just a smidge, because this is just a panel, like a smaller panel on a much larger page, so I don't have to get too buckled down in the details here. But I would like to have this be legible. Broader chin. Okay. If you don't have any questions about the process or about Ko-fi or anything else like that you think that I can answer, feel free to ask in the comments section or in the live chat, since this is currently live. If you're catching this on the replay, hi, thank you for watching. Feel free to leave questions in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I think I'll change up the music. I'm not really feeling it for this page. Hold on. Oh, that's the Louis Zong's Cats album, which could work, but a little too chill, that one. That was also too chill. I need something a little more... No. That'll work. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me while I change up the tunes. I do think for the foreseeable future, as far as this channel goes, expect live streams and/or videos to be on Fridays moving forward. It's just how it's been working out for my schedule. And it seems to be working with y'all, so I can't complain in that regard either. On the one hand, I'm glad I drew the ribbons first. On the other hand, I drew the ribbons first. Big ol' Hulk. A Hulk-ish figure. He's not quite the Hulk. His shorts are too high-waisted. Oh, wait. I was about to say, the waistband wasn't actually torn. It's just the pants sleeves. This guy does have body hair, so I'm just going to draw a couple of lines here just to identify that. More muscly men need body hair. That's my hot take. Not liking any of that. Hold on. Well, today I learned I can just hold down the undo button and it does that. Learning all kinds of things about my camera. Oh, yeah, this is much better. Just needed to flip the canvas. Jaw's a little crooked. There we go, but it's a much better sculpted chin. Also, wish me luck. Tomorrow I gotta make a coleslaw, and I've never made coleslaw before. But I'm making it for a potluck, so I'm giving it my best. That one side looks a little thick. I'll fix that. So one thing I can do to make it easier to stripe these shorts is turn that pencil layer off, wand tool, and I'm going to use the shift key very liberally. Boom. Okay. Back to the pen, and we're going to shrink that down to like a 9-ish. Boom. Stripes added. Okay. There is one thing I'm going to do just to make the ribbon stand out a little bit more. Well, that. See, this is what I mean by the problem with the undo and the pen buttons being right next to each other. Honestly, we'll see how much longer that I stream for, because it's kind of a quiet day today. I also know that the Columbus Cartoon Coalition is going to be doing a live stream at 7 o'clock, so it could be people are just preparing for that. I don't know. This is a quieter stream than usual. Oh, Louis Zong actually released a new album. I don't know if y'all saw. Honestly, Louis Zong's a little bit like Andrew Huang, where it's like you turn around, oh, this guy has a new album. That was fast. Okay, ribbons are done. Terrific. Alright, back to inking everything else. Alright, I'm going to do this panel next, and then I'll work on the background for the main thread, which is... Oh. Hold on, just like me that I've been doing this in the wrong spot. Fixed it! have my tea over there. My elbow's broken. Okay. Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do because it's kind of a quieter stream and I've been finding myself a lot more distracted. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my drawing here, at least for now. Oh, forgot where my mouse was. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to start wrapping up the live stream here, I think, because it's been kind of quiet. I've also been distracted off and on, so I think I'm just going to wrap it up here. So, yeah, as far as what I usually stream, I live stream just stuff like this, showing off the process, talking about stuff with y'all, and that sort of thing. I mean, no, don't worry about it, Jeremy. It's not your fault. It's just more, okay, that's good that it's good news. Happy for you. Don't worry about like not being vocal or anything. It's just more there weren't a whole ton of eyeballs in the stream. So I'm just gonna wrap it up here since I'm very distracted by other things anyway. So that said, we'll see if I do another live stream next week, but odds are really high I'm going to be just doing a video since I'm going to be doing a lot of other stuff next week anyway. Like I'm preparing for an event. I'm preparing to sell at an event. So I got a lot of zines that I still got to prep for that. I have some art that I got to prep for that. I also have a comic script that I got to write, and that's kind of in a hardcore crunch timeline mode. So probably not going to be doing a whole bunch on the YouTube channel next week because of both of those things. So I will say subscribe to keep tabs on when the next thing comes out, whether it's an impromptu live stream or it's a video that's scheduled ahead of time. Subscribe to the channel to see what comes up next. I usually do live streams Fridays or Saturdays. Moving forward, it's probably just going to be Fridays. So keep an eye out for that. I also like to draw pages of my webcomic, The Legend of Jamie Roberts. This comic is for a client of mine. So usually I draw The Legend of Jamie Roberts or my other webcomic, Vanita and the Demon King. You can find links to both of those webcomics through my website and some other places. Links are going to be down in the description. Today is the last day. You can join as a member on my Ko-fi page. Membership on Ko-fi gets you a shout out in the doobly-doo down below, as well as early access to my webcomic updates. Depending on the tier that you pledge at, you could also get zines mailed to you each month and or mini prints mailed to you each month. Stuff like that. There's other rewards available. If you would like to check all of that out, head to ko-fi.com/Kelsey D. Crawford, link on the screen and also down in the description. Click on memberships. There's your options. I also have a shop also at ko-fi.com/Kelsey D. Crawford. That has a bunch of digital stuff available, like zines, mini comics, things like that, as well as some other convention stock that I take with me to events like that the one I'm going to next week. If you're in the Toledo area, Toledo, Ohio, I will be at Love Mart at Handmade Toledo. Find me there. It's just a one-day event. It's going to be next Saturday. Keep an eye out for that. And there was something else I wanted to announce too. Those are the big ones. I've hit the big talking points. Oh, I try not to smack my lips like that. I'm so sorry. It's one of those noises that like this is where the touch of the tism really shows through. Anytime that people smack their lips it just sends me into a blinding rage. So I am sorry if I did that to you just now. Anyway, with that said, I'm actually going to log off and I'm going to have myself some more cookies and some hot tea. And I'm going to work a bit more on this page and work on some other things. But I'm going to wrap it up here because it's one of those nights where I'm like, I think I'm just going to wrap it up a little early. Other live streams will usually run longer than this. I usually do them for like an hour and a half to 2, sometimes even 3 hours, but tonight's just not that kind of a night for me. I'm going to respect my energy and where it wants to go. So that's all I got for now. Subscribe for the next live stream and/or video. Thank you all so much for watching. You are awesome.